Okay, in this demo, we're going to take what we've done and make it interactive. Remember, this is where we're going to allow our users as well as ourselves to explore the data and look at it from many different perspectives. This is when I think about testing, when I think about really understanding where the meaning lies, is an interactive visualization that allows me to think about things from lots of different angles without having to go back and recode or rebuild. So here on our sales pivot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this guy and see that I get this analyze and design and format, so I can change a lot of the ways that this looks and feels, and I can just kind of highlight those and it'll do it interactively. It's pretty cool. And now I want to analyze it, and this is where I can say insert slicer or insert timeline. So I'm going to insert a slicer, and I'm going to insert the slicer by region. So what this is going to do is it's going to give me this little box here that I can work with. And I can size this and format this and change the different look and feel of it, etc. And when I click on this now, right now it's selected on all, meaning my chart and my data are representing all regions. But if I uncheck that, notice how it changed. And I can see that across the board, for example, technology continues to be the most popular sector for us in terms of our services. I can hold shift and select all of them, or hold control and just select a couple of them, those kind of a thing. So I can interact with the data in ways that allow me to answer lots of different questions. And it's this really nice, fluid experience where as I click on it, the chart instantly updates, and it makes it really easy for me just to kind of, without having to pause and think about how I'm going to build something, just kind of at the speed of thought, analyze my data. Let's go ahead and add another slicer here. This time I'm going to look at product category. And I can then see what types of products and services we're offering and where those are popular, etc. So just similarly, I can click on that and I can see exactly where all of these things are being done. So that's a fun little way to do it. I'm now going to make this guy a little bit bigger, drag this guy down here, and I'm going to add up here a timeline like a date filter. So just like before, under Analyze, I can go Insert Timeline, and I'm going to base it on order, month, year, and it dropped it right on top of my chart because that's where I wanted it. Just kidding. And I can scrunch this up. I can look at this, make it bigger. Now it's going to default to months. Let me make this just a little bit bigger here. I'm going to hide my ribbon on top so I'll give some more screen real estate since the resolution here is kind of small. So here what I'll do is I'll make this a bit bigger, and now it's going by months, and you can see I can scroll all the way back, and that's not an ideal experience. It might be cool that I can look at it at a monthly level, but because my data is so wide ranging, it isn't great for me to have to scroll horizontally. So this little timeline has a cool feature where I can actually change my aggregation or my level of detail up to quarters. And now on quarters, it's a lot easier because I don't have to scroll horizontally. And if I wanted to filter, say, just up to Q2 of 2012 and starting at Q2 2011, I can easily do that. And then down below, you can see exactly how it is. Just like the slicers, when I update it, automatically changes it. So those are kind of the two main ways to add interactivity here. I could go in and add it to all of them, but I'm not going to because that'd just be repetitive, and I think you get the point there. There's other things you can do here, like these filter connections, and it can filter different pieces. So if you have lots of pivot charts, you can say, oh, I click on this one, it filters this other one, and really control the interactive nature of it. There's also the Powerpivot, which is the thing I mentioned before, where you can really come into a new experience where you're able to drill down and do much more complex calculations. There's also this Power View thing, which if I click back on my data set, I should see Insert Power View. Again, more advanced ways of interacting and looking at your data that are well beyond the scope of this course. I just wanted to point them out so that you're aware if you really want to dig in deeper here, or in case you're already an Excel user and maybe those are new to you. I would encourage you to explore those and see if they give you what you want.